Feeding puppies is different to feeding adult dogs, mainly because of how much energy they need. Puppies are growing fast, burning through energy and building bone, muscle and organs all at the same time. So this recipe is more calorie dense, which means you can meet their energy needs without having to feed huge volumes of food. I start with the base proteins. This recipe uses a mix of raw lamb and raw venison. Lamb contributes a higher fat content, which increases the overall energy density of the meal, while venison keeps the protein lean and digestible so the recipe doesn't become excessively rich. Together, they give a really nice middle ground for growth. Next, I add raw sardines. Puppies need DHA and EPA for brain development, vision and nervous system growth, and oily fish is one of the most reliable natural sources. Even a small amount makes a big difference here. Then we move on to the organs. I'm using beef liver and lamb sweetbread. Liver supplies vitamin A, copper, B12, all essential during growth. Sweetbread is actually pancreas, and despite the confusing name, it's a fantastic organ to include. It provides selenium, B vitamins, and naturally occurring digestive enzymes, which can be especially helpful for young dogs still developing their digestive capacity. Next, I add a tiny amount of ground turmeric. This isn't about curcumin supplementation. The amount is small and the goal here is manganese, which puppies need for cartilage formation, joint development and proper skeletal growth. I'm also adding a pinch of sea salt, not for flavor but to help supply sodium and chloride, which are essential electrolytes. At this stage, the bowl looks good, but it's not nutritionally complete. Because this recipe is fully boneless, it doesn't naturally provide the full range of micronutrients a growing puppy needs. Olli takes care of things like iodine, zinc, vitamin D and vitamin E, and it also provides some calcium from eggshell and antler powder. However, for puppies, that amount of calcium on its own isn't enough to support healthy bone and tooth development. Puppies have much higher calcium requirements than adult dogs. That's why I also add Antli, our deer antler powder. This brings in the extra calcium needed specifically for growth. If you're not using Antli, another plain antler powder works just as well. The key is meeting those higher puppy calcium needs safely and consistently. I mix Olli separately with a splash of cooled boiled water, make a smooth paste and add it to the meal. You can mix it through if you prefer, but be prepared for the meal turning green. That's because of spirulina and it's completely normal. And that's your raw lamb and venison bowl for puppies. If you want to know exactly how much of this recipe your puppy should eat, or if you want to scale it up for batch prep, our Drooli app calculates everything automatically based on age, weight and growth stage. So download it if you haven't already. And thanks for watching.